Okay, so welcome to Yo-tas Kitchen. As you know, I'm going to be making stuffed chicken breasts. Here are my chicken breasts. I cleaned off all the excess fat. So now what I'm going to do, you see where this line is? I'm just going to take it and cut. I'm not going to go all the way through because I'm going to take my mallet right here and I'm going to pound them. But I want to thin them out just a little bit so when I actually do pound them, they're not totally, thick or attached. So I am going to take my knife, which is like a deboning knife, and I am going to cut that in the thickest part because I do not want the chicken to be that thick because it's not going to cook evenly and I'm going to have a hard time trying to stuff this if it's not flat. So you see what it looks like? It's about right. It's about even on all sides, and even though it's a little thick right here, so what I'm going to do is just slice it and thin it out because, again, I don't want unevenness when I'm cooking the chicken. So this is a little thick right here, and I just want to just open it up a little bit. Okay, so one chicken breast down, 4 more. The filling is almost the same as when you're doing Spinach Feta. The only difference is that I'm not adding the cottage cheese, and I'm adding a little more spinach. So this is 32 ounces of spinach, and I'm draining it in a very fine mesh colander. You see that? And I'm just letting the water drip out. It's also defrosting because it was a little frozen. So I'm going to squeeze all the excess water out of that, just like I did with my Spinach Feta, because the chicken's going to have its own juice, and we don't want it to be really mushy. So here's the first ingredient. This is 32 ounces of chopped spinach. Then I have a bunch of scallions, and I minced them or chopped them really finely. I have 1 small onion, the same thing, chopped it really finely. 1/4 of a cup of parsley. 1/4 of a cup of dill. 6 eggs. And 3/4 of a pound of feta. So I buy it whole, and I like it in its own brine because I want it to be moist. Because otherwise, when you buy it pre-crumbled, it becomes a little dry, and then the flavors disappear, and it doesn't taste as good. I am going to incorporate all of the wet ingredients, which are the feta cheese and the 6 eggs. I'm going to set it aside. And then I'm going to saute in some olive oil the onions, the scallions. I'm going to be adding the spinach, and then I'm going to be adding the dill and the parsley. I'm not adding any breadcrumbs to this because I don't have to worry about any phyllo getting soggy. This is going to be in chicken. It's going to be soggy. So I will be back when I'm on that next step. Thank you for watching Yo-tas Kitchen. Welcome to Yo-tas Kitchen. I added the onions. I'm just going to saute them just for a few minutes, and then I'm going to add the scallions. I added about 1/4 of a cup of olive oil to this, and that should be more than plenty to make sure that everything cooks well and it doesn't burn. So what I'm going to do, even though the feta cheese has salt, I'm going to salt it just a little bit, not a lot, because I don't want it to become overly salty. And the feta that I have is mild, it's not too bad, but still, you want to be careful because you don't want, if anything's too salty, you're not going to be able to eat it. So it's always better to salt it and have a little flavor. It's not good to have an undersalted food either, because then you're tasting and you're like, this has no flavor. The salt brings flavor out to everything that we eat in moderate amount, you know, not a lot. But anyway, once this cooks down, I'll be back and I'll show you what that next step is. So here's my spinach. I just added it about a minute ago. I'm sauteing it just a little bit just to get that extra moisture out of it, but also to incorporate all the other flavors. So I have my bowl ready. I'm going to be adding the spinach to it in a few minutes. But before I do that, I want to make sure that I add my dill and my parsley. Welcome back to Yo-tas Kitchen. I am getting ready to stuff at least my first chicken breast. I'm going to salt it on both sides, because even though the feta has salt in it, you still want to flavor your chicken, because that feta is not going to be on the outside, it's going to be on the inside, and it needs a little flavoring. So here it is again, just to show you. So here's my chicken breast. I'm going to bring it in really tightly, and then I'm going to flap it over, making sure that all the spinach is on the inside. Now, I want to keep it in one spot. So what I'm going to do, because I really don't want the filling to come out when it's cooking, but if it does, it doesn't really matter. Where's it going to go? Like right here. It's going to come out. So I am going to take one of these and just, so a little toothpick, and I'm gonna remove them, but I want the chicken to cook around the feta and spinach mixture first. Now, because each chicken piece is a little different, you're gonna have to probably wrap it a little differently each time. But anyway, as long as the stuffing stays in there, it doesn't matter. You can figure it out, you know, play with it, as long as you're not destroying the chicken as you're doing that. So this one, for instance, I might just wrap it a little differently, only because of the shape of this chicken breast. So there you go. I'm going to make sure it's in there, and then I'm going to bring it over. And with a toothpick, I'm just attaching it. Okay, and I will do that several times just to make sure it stays in place. And again, once it's cooked, it's not gonna come apart. Although this one, you see how this came apart, the chicken came apart, it's gonna come through. So I'm gonna be a little more careful with this, especially when I'm frying it. But you know, you can't help it sometimes, and it is what it is. It's not going to destroy the flavor. It's just not going to be, perfect. But when you turn it around, who's going to be able to tell? Okay, so I didn't salt this before. I didn't salt the inside, but I will definitely salt the outside. And I'm just... Okay, so welcome to Yo-tas Kitchen. So here's my oil. It's nice and hot. And I am just going to take my first piece of chicken, stick it in there. Welcome to Yo-tas Kitchen. I just finished browning both sides of the stuffed chicken, and I wanted to show you, I had a little chicken left that basically fell off as I was pounding it to make it flatter or when I was cutting it, and you don't want to put that to waste. And I have a little spinach left over too. So what I'm going to do, and what I've done in the past, is just take the chicken, cook it really well on both sides, brown it a little bit, and then once it's done, I am going to take the chicken, the bigger pieces, or this big piece right here, and cut it down a little bit, just so I can put it in the spinach mixture. So I'm just going to saute it a little bit and stick it in this little bowl right here, because I don't want anything to go to waste, and that can be a meal too. So you're going to have plenty of food to give your guests or for yourself. So I will be back. I'm just going to get ready to stick them in the oven. And I put the temperature to 375. And I'm going to cook it for a half an hour. Hello and welcome to Yo-tas Kitchen. So this is my spinach and chicken bake. And again, this is the spinach that was left over. Chicken, this could have been filling for the chicken. But anyway, why let anything go to waste? I just threw everything together, threw it in the oven. It's not as much chicken, let's say, as the wrapped chicken, but it's chicken nonetheless. And then here are my chicken breasts that are stuffed with spinach. I'm going to let them cool down, and then I am going to cut one open. Just to show you what it looks like on the inside. But anyway, thank you for watching Yo-tas Kitchen. I'll be back. Hello and welcome to Yo-tas Kitchen. I just took out a piece of my stuffed chicken, and I'm just going to pull out the toothpicks that I put in there. You see that? The chicken is cooked, so it's formed. There's nothing left, so here it is. I'm just going to turn it around. Make sure that there's no toothpicks on the bottom, because the last thing I need is to cut into it. But and you don't want anyone to be eating that either, because it could be dangerous. Okay, so here goes. Look at that. Doesn't that look amazing? And it smells incredible. I know you can't smell it from where you are, but this is a nice meal. You can put it on a bed of rice. You can make a nice, I always like the fresh cucumber tomato salad. You can eat it with normal Greek salad or garden salad. But something that's nice and refreshing with this. So I hope you like watching this segment of Yo-tas Kitchen. If you make it, let me know what you think. And until next time, take it easy and kalli orexi.